G1 here with And You Don't Stop Telesur English. We are at the People's Climate March in New York City on this Sunday afternoon. We are in a component of the march that's called the Front Lines contingent. You're marching today in the Front Lines contingent of the People's Climate March here in New York City. Can you talk a little bit about why indigenous communities need to be represented in the front lines of this struggle for climate justice?
Well, first we've got to be represented in the United Nations as indigenous peoples. The only people who are in the United Nations are foreign occupiers. They occupy our indigenous territories. Now, us being indigenous peoples, we're closely tied into the land, the animals. We know what's going on because we see the changes.
Now, with this march, there's people that are coming from all over the country. We have the indigenous communities also being represented. What do you think this march represents in terms of the struggle for climate justice moving forward from today?
What this march does is shows that we have a tour de force, that we stand committed to the one cause to make sure that this country and everyone else out there influences the growth in our communities, gives back to our communities to make sure our healthier community for our people like the Bronx.
Tell us how that is important for you in terms of what climate justice means to your community.
Well, as women, we're life givers, and when I was taught that as women, we're the keepers of the water. And so I'm really humbled to see the patriarch society humble itself and to acknowledge the life givers and the matriarchs, because that is what our traditions are based off of. And it's really humbling to see so many people not only support indigenous women, but also supporting the great challenge that our generation is facing, that's climate change, and finding a way off of our dependency on boom bust projects.
Thank you. Your name and the nation you represent?
My name is Kiara Dawn Colson. I'm from the Northwest Territories, but it's Denendeh, it's Northern Canada, and thank you guys for standing in solidarity.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Yep. Keep walking right here. What's up, y'all? How you doing? Peace, peace. I like it. I like the sunflowers happening here. Now, what do these sunflowers represent for you guys here coming from y'all from the Bronx, right? That's right. Tell me about the sunflowers. Why are you carrying a sunflower sign?
I'm carrying a sunflower sign around because sunflowers they're a very important plant, and they represent not just plants, but like the sun and how it helps and gives us life.
Cool, I like that. So we got the sunflowers here representing the seed, right? Representing life, representing the sun. Tell us a little bit about why the Bronx is a frontline community. I know that there's different contingents here in the march, and the Bronx has been put in the front lines contingent. Tell us a little bit about why the Bronx is a frontline contingent.
With the shorelines that we have in Hunts Point and around the Hunts Point food market, we're real vulnerable in the Bronx. We were between that and City Island and some of the other outlying areas. The Bronx took a really bad hit during Hurricane Sandy, and we want to help raise awareness so that people can realize that we have to do something to protect our waterfront areas and our waterfront community.